Joining us now to review some of the headlines of today's newspapers from around the world is Arise News analyst Emmanuel Efeni. Action.
Good morning, Ruben. Good morning, Rufai. Welcome back, Victoria Tundu MK Abiola.
Thank you.
Yeah, you have a restful vacation.
I really did.
Yes, except that somebody was asking after you the other day at Owawibo, where is the delectable Tundu Abiola? Trying to mimic me there.
Nobody can.
Yes, you're welcome. Now let's start the review with this day, Nigeria's newspaper of record. The lead story. Tinubu, we need not worry about PDP. We are not equals. Says opposition party shouldn't exist any longer. Our presidency will industrialize Nigeria. Shetima boasts. PDP fires back. Ask APC candidate to address name, age, education. Uzodinma declares Igbo will produce president when they find peace with nation. Let me just start with Uzodinma. For once, I couldn't believe he was speaking, that an Igbo man was making that statement, let alone one supposedly voted by Igbo people. I'm sure many Igbos will come after Uzodinma over this statement. Not when they have a candidate that is also on the ballot, not only going to be on the ballot, there's, okay, of course, there is Igbo candidate on the ballot, 1, 2, and perhaps 3. And so Peter Obi, you can say, is one of the leading candidates. So nobody will shoot down his candidacy on the fact, based on the fact that, or on the assumption that it's not the turn of the Igbos. Of course, that has been the cry over time, that for equity, for justice, for inclusiveness, the next president should come from the southeast. But again, we have several candidates to choose from, and it is the duty of the electorate to decide. But as for the outburst or the sound bite of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, we are not equals. PDP should not exist. Opposition party shouldn't exist any longer. Well, that party is existing, kicking, and making the headlines for the right and wrong reasons. And whether we like it or whether Asiwaju Bola Tinubu likes it or not, PDP is a major contender in the 2023 general election. The presidential candidate, Atiku Abubakar, one of the front runners, like Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. What we need to hear from the candidates, and unfortunately, they don't seem to have that at their fingertips, what they will do to turn around the dire situation in the country, the economy, the security. ASU, rather, we need not worry about PDP, we are not equal. Sounds very pedestrian. Of course, PDP shot back with the very familiar questions asked of the APC candidate. Your name, any name change over time? Your age, is it real? And of course, your education. Which primary, which secondary school? Yes, you have a degree. Now, let's move on to other stories.
No, if I may just make a few comments
on
the story that you just took now, particularly as it relates to the Imo State Governor, Hope Uzodinma. His Commissioner for Information, Declan Mbadiwe Emelumba, has been in touch with me via WhatsApp, and he sent the full text of the statement made at that occasion celebrating Chief Emmanuel Nwanyawu on his 80th birthday. The main lecture was delivered by Chief John Inia Nwodo, titled Igbo's Quest for Nigerian Unity. And in the speech made by the governor, as Emelumba indicated here, the governor was talking about contributions of Igbos to national unity, which he says must be acknowledged. He was arguing that Igbos love Nigeria passionately. And he argued that, look, Igbos, what they are searching for within Nigeria is accommodation, not domination. And there are passages there, you know, I don't want to delay you with that. So I'm not doing Emelumba's work for him, but he's insisting that the governor was misquoted and that he never said that Igbos cannot be president in 2023. That's exactly the message from the Commissioner for Information.
Okay.
I hope he will do his homework. This is just to show that, you know,
at least right of reply.
We're reflecting their own side of this.
Reflecting their own side of the story. Okay, let's move on to other stories quickly. Now, the New Telegraph newspaper presidential campaign. Panic in APC over Osinbajo, Lawan, and others. Party moves to set up reconciliation team, appease aspirants. Tinubu pencils VP to liaise with Christian community, Amechi South. We are waiting for INEC to open window on campaign. Party shifting. Yes, the presidential aspirants that ran against Bola Ahmed Tinubu, or who were defeated by Bola Ahmed Tinubu at the APC convention, many of them have been lukewarm ever since. Some will ask, what is their electoral worth? But if those guys are not on board, then perhaps there's some questions to be asked. Who is on board? The campaign of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, apart from his very close allies. But there's indeed an effort. Recall that last week a meeting was convened by who? Of all aspirants that ran against Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and that meeting did not hold. Of course, Dave Umai was on this program explaining, because he happens to be one of those aspirants, that, well, the person who convened that meeting maybe had no locus to do so. Said he was sending WhatsApp message and all that, but that meeting did not hold. But this report suggesting that all is not well with the APC to the extent that these aspirants who also wanted to be president, including Vice President Yemi Osinbajo, are not fully on board yet. Of course, efforts being made to reconcile them according to the New Telegraph report. Now, the Vanguard newspaper, worry in APC, PDP, ADC as party chairman battle conflicts. Fresh push to oust Adamu over APC's Muslim ticket heightens. Wike's camp in fight to finish with Ayu. Why APC presidential aspirant Pali was botched. Ralph Mosu's tenure as ADC's chairman has lapsed. Kashuku, yes, the ADC. Perhaps nobody was expecting that such small party, okay, smaller parties, to put it properly, will have this kind of problem. But the chairman saying they suspended their presidential candidate, and of course, Kachuku saying, well, his tenure as chairman has lapsed. So all is not well with some of the parties as we head towards the 2023 general election. Now, let's just look at the Guardian newspaper. AMCON buckles under 5 trillion toxic assets recovery litigation. Recovers 1.4 trillion out of 5 trillion in 12 years. Shareholders seek dissolution of corporation. Creation was misconceived, can't continue to survive on banks' funding. Debtors fail on life support. Operators observed. Trace defaulters to their new investment and arrest them. AMCON is being urged. Now, the foreign newspapers quickly. The Guardian of UK. Truss will press on with tax despite Tory warnings. Likely Prime Minister says seeing things through lens of redistribution is wrong and helping the rich is fair. Liz Truss, by 12 noon today, likely to be announced as the new Prime Minister. But many are questioning her economic policies. And but the Financial Times is reporting, because she seemed to have support from Kwateng, Kwesi Kwateng, yes, trust will be safe hand on public finances, pledges ally Kwateng. Kwesi Kwateng, the likely chancellor if Liz Truss emerged as the Prime Minister of UK. 12 noon today, we'll know who is in charge. Ruben Rufai and Tundu, welcome back again.
Thank you so much. We're not exactly biting our nails in anticipation, are we, for that announcement? We all know which way it's going to go. So it's going to be Liz Truss barring a complete miracle. Yeah.
Very quick.
Yeah. Liz Truss.
But special praise for Rishi Sunak for fighting till the very end.
Yes.
Because he resolved that he was not going to pull out. But the party will take his decision. But as we said with the segment with Mr. Wilson, whoever is taking over tomorrow, is inheriting an economic catastrophe. Not the best time to emerge as Prime Minister of Great Britain. But I wanted to draw attention to the story of the Nigerian Association of Resident Doctors. They gave an ultimatum of 2 weeks, saying they will go on strike, first in July. Then in August again, they gave another 2 weeks ultimatum. That final 2-week ultimatum expires today. And the National Association of Resident Doctors are saying that they are not just fighting for resident doctors, they are also fighting for all health workers. And they will be meeting this week on Saturday. Up to this time, 1 month notice of strike, the federal government has not done anything. The only assurance they've been given is that the Federal Ministry of Finance is working on the papers to make the payment available of hazard allowances as agreed, of and allowances and arrears as agreed. Now, if government folds its arm and allows resident doctors and other health workers to shut down the entire health sector in Nigeria, that will only further add to our woes. I hope that now that they have said the 2-week ultimatum ends today, that something will be done. Those people moving papers around in the Federal Ministry of Finance, they will probably move quickly and make sure that what is agreed is made available.